one. Hey peeps, Locking Down the Truth with Marci Lock, and you all know this amazing face, and he's wearing leather, and he just, aww.
That's how we are.
Yes, this is how we are.
Jesse Elder, for those of you that I don't know or you don't know me. So we just had this ridiculously epic conversation slash dialogue slash expansion zone. It was everything.
I'm just giddy.
So we're getting ready to roll out. We're actually sitting here in the Omni Hotel, downtown Austin. And it's been quite a day of strategy and philosophy and pre-paving and celebration and all of that. So you brought up the concept of sacrifice, which I understand has been a little bit of a rolling theme here. So you want to tee that up?
Yeah, so I mean, if you've watched the last couple of videos I've done, I got tagged in a video with Gary Vaynerchuk talking about sacrifice and how that's the only way you're going to get to your goal. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to provide evidence to you guys, because people are like, Mars, what do you think? So Garrett Gunderson and I got to do a video, Brian Johnson, and I was like, the master? Okay, this man is like the master of just flow and ease and love and joy and abundance and like effortless. Like, he taught me. So I was like, hey, do you want to add your value to this?
The video.
Yeah, because you know what comes out of him, like, push record now or just watch this over and over and over again.
Well, the concept of sacrifice is so ingrained in our culture, and maybe at some point maybe it comes down to semantics, right? It's like other words like love. You know, what does love mean? It means so many things to different people. So first we have to address the common understanding of sacrifice, which is it's an energetic expenditure, or it's a giving away of a piece of yourself that makes you less than you are, so that you can have a benefit later on down the road, or you can cause benefit to someone else. So we think of sacrificing ourselves, sacrificing our time, and it really has an investment connotation. And so that's totally one of the menu options in the buffet of life. You can totally choose sacrifice, and you can totally choose to diminish your current levels of joy and energy and pleasure, and so that you'll one day have some energetic return on that investment. So that's totally clear option, and there's no judgment about any of it. The other way to look at it, get ready. But the other way to look at it is that like sacrifice is a practice. It's a behavior, and any behavior that you practice enough will become second nature for you.
Yes.
So
create the neural pathways in your mind.
Totally.
It's the easiest path.
It's in after a while it becomes the only path.
Yeah.
It becomes the only path that you know how to do naturally, and to change is now going to require tons of effort and time and all of that. So sacrifice is there's a lot of settling in sacrifice. There could be meaning in it. There's huge meaning. Why do you think people do it? I mean, why would people go and die for a cause? This happens. I mean, we have men and women in the armed forces that are literally putting their lives on the line as a sacrifice. And so this is not to demean or diminish that. And I'm sure that
the intention, it doesn't diminish the intention behind it.
Because the intention is you know,
love.
That's exactly love and service and contribution. But when we're accepting this idea that we have to suffer now so that we can succeed later,
it's a delusion.
Why would you do that? If you get used to suffering now, all you're going to be good at later is suffering, and you're going to tell yourself the future's always going to be better. It's always going to be better. It's always going to be better. Yeah, maybe the future's going to be better, but it's not going to be better than right now. There is no future. There is no past. Those are both mental constructs. You don't wake up in the morning and you go, it's tomorrow. You wake up and
Thank God,
it's
I
today.
arrived.
Thank God. So the bottom line is be aware, be mindful of how you're feeling right now. And yes, you can find meaning in the struggle. You can find meaning in the suffering. But then if you really find the meaning in it, it actually is not suffering anymore. It's just effort. And effort's awesome. Effort is pleasurable. Effort can be fun.
So there's something I feel like maybe would really serve people is, so many people see this and like, no. Like, there's this part where we're like, well, let's be real. There's got to be action. We don't just sit around and meditate and be like, right? And so I think that's where people disconnect it. They're like, no, wait. I mean, when I was in that place where it's like stayed up till 2 in the morning, I'd get up at 5 a.m., doing the single mom thing and blah, blah, blah to build my business, I kept creating the same shit ass results. It wasn't until I changed that. Yet it's like, I mean, today, Dan, you know, our good friend Dan Meredith was like, messaged me and was like, Marci, you produce like nobody else. You know I produce a lot, right? And it's like, of course there's action in this. So can you speak to more this disconnect between people thinking, well, you know, yeah, of course, like, you got to take all this action, and they see that as sacrifice, but there's a way of taking action with this energy of worth.
Yes. So that a perfect distinction there. It's not about not doing the action. It's about doing actions that you enjoy doing. And when you, it sounds so cliche, but it's true, that when you really find the joy and meaning and the love and the fun and the energy in the action, then you're not working anymore. That's not the work that people say they have to do. So the ultimate currency isn't time. The ultimate currency isn't money. The ultimate currency of the universe is energy. And so if you're engaged in activities that are de-energizing for you, and you're sacrificing and you're giving up your own energy so that you can have something better later, go for it. That's a total choice.
We talked about this in that mastermind, is like the energy you can expend towards a relationship that's not serving you, or trying to mask who you really are. All that is just your energy is being taken away. And my personal experience in the past is like, as I grew and shifted through conscious relationships, was as the moment a person got out of my space, that where my energy was drained and it was trying to like save them and coach them and teach them and hero them. Also, I was like, oh, I have so much fucking energy. Like, it was always there. It was just being drained. And the same thing you're doing when you're putting that towards something that's like,
So if you allow yourself to just feel how you're feeling, and you get to feel the way you're feeling, there's nobody outside of you that can dictate the terms of your own emotions. You're the only one that gets to feel those. So if you're feeling resistance while you're doing the action, maybe you're just disconnected from your why. Maybe you just forgot why you chose to do it in the first place. And sometimes the remembering of that choice can bring this rush of energy back to you, because you remember your higher purpose as expressed through this action. But frequently what happens is you get caught up in just doing it. And you know what? That's a choice. You don't have to keep doing it. And yes, you can totally create from a place of inspiration. You can totally create from a place of joy. And yeah, you're going to sweat. Of course you're going to sweat. Of course there's going to be effort involved.
And learning. There's going to be a growth process of learning. Even if you're on the path of the easier, it's still learning.
You just get to choose whether you're going to suffer along the way or whether you're going to enjoy it along the way. And it's not about not taking action. I like Gary a lot. Gary and I have hung out backstage, and Gary is very good at being Gary V. He's very good at being Gary V, and he's totally at peace with who he is, which means he's got integrity. So that's perfect.
And he's speaking what he does, which is his way and his choice of how he's done it, and of course he's teaching other people that way and choice as well. Yeah, and I think it really comes down to enjoying, like he's saying, like when you're in enjoyment, and you feel good, there's just the opportunity to produce at such a higher level.
And then you're harnessing the natural power of the universe, the same power that makes the planets spin without you doing anything about it. You couldn't stop it if you tried. That's where you really get in alignment, and that's when you stop feeling like things happen to you, and they start happening for you, they start happening through you, they start happening by you. I'm not saying you're going to just close your eyes and meditate away, but if you find yourself getting stuck in the struggle, why not take 5 and just get reconnected to why it's important to you, and you'll feel some energy from that.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. I knew it was going to be long, but I was like, hey, we're just going to let the truth bombs roll. We're just supporting peeps, so thanks, babe.
That's how it is.
Power of choice is yours. Choose your best life. Lock it down.